Just after 6:30 p.m., 9th District Police responded to multiple 911 calls, report of gunshots and a person shot on the highway at 15th and Market Streets. When police arrived on location, they found a 20-year-old male laying on the sidewalk on Center Square property, just a few feet from the clothespin. This 20-year-old male suffered from gunshot wounds to his face, his neck, and his chest. He was unresponsive. Police picked him up, rushed him to Jefferson Hospital. That 20-year-old male was pronounced dead at 7:17 p.m. He was shot multiple times in his face, his neck, and his chest. Based on ballistic evidence, we know at least 11 shots were fired from a semi-automatic weapon. We found 11 spent shell casings on the Center Square sidewalk where we found the victim. Fortunately, the entire incident was captured on private surveillance cameras, which police did view. And you see the victim actually sitting on a parked yellow dirt bike on the sidewalk at 15th and Market. And then a small white hatchback vehicle pulls up south on 15th Street. A male exits that vehicle and pulls a gun and starts chasing the victim south on the sidewalk on Center Square by the famous clothespin at 15th and Market. And the shooter fires multiple shots while chasing the victim south on the sidewalk, 15th Street at Market. Then the shooter gets back into the white vehicle, and that white vehicle is last seen going south on 15th Street towards Randstead and towards Ludlow, that particular area. But the entire incident was captured on private surveillance cameras attached to the building, Center Square, where the clothespin is located. The shooter is a male about 5'6" to 5'9" in height. He's wearing a hooded sweatshirt, appears to be dark in color. Also appears to be wearing blue jeans and white sneakers. And after firing at least 11 shots, gets back into this white vehicle. It's a small white vehicle, possibly a Prius or that type of vehicle. And that vehicle's last seen going south on 15th Street. The yellow motorcycle that the victim was sitting on right before he was shot is laying on its side on the sidewalk. So right now we do not have a motive for this homicide, but it clearly appears from the recording that the shooter was targeting this individual because he exited the vehicle, went onto the sidewalk, and began chasing this male who was sitting on the dirt bike, and chased him south on the sidewalk on 15th Street, firing multiple shots from pretty close range.
I imagine there's a bunch of other people out here. Isn't that what's going on?
Yeah, normally on a Monday around 6:30, this is a very, very heavily traveled intersection, not only with pedestrian traffic, but also vehicular traffic. 15th and Market, you have Center Square, you have the famous clothespin at one intersection. Right across the street, you have Dilworth Plaza, and you have City Hall. So it wouldn't be unusual for hundreds of people to be at this intersection, coming, leaving work, getting public transportation, cabs, Ubers, walking home. It would not be unusual for there to be a lot of people on foot. And normally, the intersection of 15th and Market around 6:30, although rush hour just ended around 6 o'clock, it's still usually very congested with vehicular traffic as well as pedestrian traffic.
So get hit? Any cars, any other people?
No, just the victim was hit because this all appears to have happened on the sidewalk. Like I said, it appears that this 20-year-old victim was targeted due to the fact that the shooter went right up onto the sidewalk and chased after this particular victim and fired at at least 11 shots since we found 11 spent shell casings. Now, the last known address we have for this 20-year-old male is in the city, but closer to the Germantown area, nowhere near Center City where this incident took place. So homicide detectives, crime scene personnel are processing the scene, and they're also retrieving these recordings. In addition to the recording that did record the entire incident, there are numerous other cameras, including Philadelphia Police real-time crime cameras and many other businesses with cameras. So we're pretty confident that we're going to get many, many different angles in addition to the recording that we already have.